Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update. And people, there is lots to get into. As always, the Blues have announced the signing of Amari Kellyman, the 18-year-old from Aston Villa, on a 6-year contract with an option for a further year. Reportedly, there are doubts over Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall's move to Chelsea. Leicester and Chelsea set to continue negotiations over the weekend, but as Arkansas reporting, there are doubts over the move and that Enzo Maresca hadn't specifically requested the midfielder. He was a target of the Chelsea recruitment team. So we'll get into the latest on Dewsbury-Hall. We've also got the latest on Carney Chukwuemeka, with AC Milan seemingly insistent on trying to get a loan deal done for him with an obligation to buy based on appearances, even though Fabrizio Romano is saying that Chelsea will not allow Chukwuemeka to leave on loan. Marc Guiu, the young Barcelona striker who's arrived at Chelsea, there have been reports in Spain suggesting he was going to go on loan to Sevilla. Those have been shut down as not true. The clubs are not in discussions, according to Fabrizio Romano. So we've got Chukwuemeka. We've got the latest on Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. We've got the latest on... who else have we got the latest on? Oh, we've also got the latest on Alexander Isak, because there were fresh reports last night that Chelsea had been in further contact with Newcastle over the Sweden international on Friday. Fresh contact between Chelsea and Newcastle over Alexander Isak. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure if Newcastle are playing a bit of a game here, a little bit of double bluffing going on with the PSR deadline looming tomorrow. I'm not sure if that's what's going on here. Reports have suggested that Newcastle were ready to sell Anthony Gordon to Liverpool, but that deal didn't go through right now. But there are problems. There are problems right now for Newcastle with PSR. There's no doubt about it, and I'm wondering whether this fresh contact from Chelsea is them kind of testing the waters and testing Newcastle's resolve to see how serious this PSR issue is for them. Newcastle, as I said, were believed to be willing to sell Anthony Gordon to Liverpool. They're now in conversations with Nottingham Forest over a swap deal that would see Anthony Elanga go to St James's Park and Elliot Anderson go to Nottingham Forest. It would be one of them separate transaction swap deals. Yeah, fuck knows what's going on. Newcastle are in PSR trouble. One big player could have to leave. There's no denying one player could have to leave. And why couldn't it be Isak? I know it's a big ask here, but this was reported by Sky Sports Northeast correspondent Keith Downey last night. Chelsea have had further contact with Newcastle over striker Alexander Isak today. This was on Friday. Newcastle do not want to sell any of their star players, but in a difficult position with the PSR deadline looming on July 1st. Isak has scored 25 goals last season, valued upwards of 100 million. Ben Jacobs subsequently stating that Newcastle value him at 120 million pounds. Chelsea made a tentative inquiry for the Swede earlier this week, and there's been further contact since. Now, my big thing here is why are we making further contact? We're just doing it for a laugh. You know, this is my thing. I wonder why we're doing this, what the reasoning behind this contact is with Alexander Isak. Because I'm a little bit unsure right now. There seems to be a lot going on at Newcastle right now. There's no doubt that they're not in a mess with there's no doubt they're in a mess with PSR. And it's clear that they're discussing multiple deals right now. This deal with Elanga and Anderson, with Nottingham Forest potentially being one of them. They've got obviously Minter, the winger, who might be going to Brighton potentially. Also interest from Lyon. But they're determined not to sell Isak or Gordon. But I personally wonder whether if we just put a bid on the table for Isak to give something Newcastle to think about, why don't we just test the waters? Why don't we just test the waters? You know, there's nothing to lose here. There's absolutely nothing to lose. You've already raised over £80 million in player sales. So why would we not just test the waters? There's clearly issues at Newcastle right now with the PSR. No one's denying that. No one's pretending that. So why would we not just test the waters with a bid? Even if you go in below their value, even if you put £100 million on the table, right, for Alexander Isak, why not just test it? Because Newcastle have got problems. They're obviously panicking. They're in a conversations over a number of deals with no deals seemingly taken place yet. So why not? Why not? This is my thing. Why would we not try that? I think we absolutely should just test the waters, even if they've got no intentions of letting him go, which we do know that. But there's a chance. Test the waters, guys. Test the waters. Dive in at the deep end. What's the worst that's going to happen? What would be the worst that happens right now? You know, nothing bad in my view. Nothing bad in my view. By the way, people, there's 82 in the building, only 28 likes. Keep smashing that thumbs up button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds. Let's get this up over 100 likes, guys. But keep smashing the like button. Please keep subscribing to the channel if you are new round here as well. But guys, run these likes up. Plenty in the building. Loads of you haven't hit the like button. So make sure you are doing that, guys. But let's say hello to a few people in the chat first. Chelsea will not sign Isak. Newcastle too expensive in wages. Let's wait and see. I'm not expecting it to be likely at all, but the fact that there's been fresh contact is an interesting one to me. I'm trying to work out why we'd make fresh contact if there was no intentions to potentially do something. Nope, that's also true. Yes, big up, brother. Big up, big up. Yes, hope you're well, mate. Dewsbury-Hall negotiations, I think, will be continuing this weekend to try and get a deal done. What else are we saying? Yes, big up, brother. Won't get him. Big wages wanted, but what a signing if we did. Only thing to get back on the side of the fans. Yeah, this move, if it was somehow pulled off, which is very unlikely, but if it was somehow pulled off, that would go a long way to, you know, mending a strained relationship between supporters and owners. Nah, bro, that's not happening. Honestly, I'd be shocked if that happens. I'd be shocked. For me, I cannot see it. I think Chelsea have made their stance on Victor Osimhen very, very clear. So I don't see that happening. I don't know, brother. This is the big question. I think they'd be prepared to be, because we've seen it before, but I think there's too many moving parts in this deal with such a short space of time left that I don't really see it happening. But you absolutely cannot rule out Chelsea putting a deal on the table for Isak. You know, that can't be ruled out. Whether it gets accepted, whether a move happens is a totally different scenario. But I'm just talking about putting an offer on the table. There's absolutely a possibility here. Like, brother, we're not getting Anthony Gordon. That isn't happening. There was a report earlier last year with Newcastle will need to sell Bruno. Newcastle aren't selling Isak. Aren't selling Bruno. They'll be desperate not to sell Isak. But do you know what? You just never know right now, guys. You just never know. This is the beauty of it, right? You just don't know. Obviously, like, I'm under no illusions that I'm positive that this is happening or optimistic. But there must be a reason. And guys in the chat, do let me know. There must be a reason as to why Chelsea have made a second inquiry. You know, why have we made fresh contact? That's what I'm trying to work out here, and I can't work it out. You know, I think this is probably a case of being opportunistic, putting some pressure on Newcastle with the looming PSR. But if this is the case, by the way, then Newcastle clearly need funds. Make an offer, people. Just make an offer. Look, I'm under no illusions that this is exactly the sort of mentality which is why we will never progress as a football club. I honestly cannot fathom how people think like this. Like, I really can't. It's honestly baffling. The idea that we shouldn't sign one of the best strikers in the Premier League, a player with world-class potential, already operating at a really high level, because it might affect the growth of someone else. I mean, seriously, what are we doing here? Think about all the positives it would have on Nicholas Jackson as well, someone to learn from, to improve his game, competition. This idea that we shouldn't be signing players because it might affect the growth of another player is exactly the mentality and mindset which is why we'll never move forward as a football club. I respect people's opinions, but that is just utter small-minded nonsense in my view. And I don't understand why anyone would think of that. Imagine Real Madrid going, "Oh, we better not sign Mbappe. It might upset Vinicius Junior. It might upset Rodrigo." No, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Brother, I hear you. That is an Arsenal fan's mentality. We don't do that shit here. Yeah, we're struggling. Yeah, we're slightly in the dumps right now. But we don't do that small-minded mentality shit where we shouldn't sign so-and-so because it might affect this person. Nah, you go and get, if you can get the best, you do everything you can to go and get them. Simple as that. And obviously the numbers are going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous for Alexander Isak. We know that. But I'm interested because you had Liverpool obviously were potentially close to a deal with Newcastle for Anthony Gordon. So again, we can also use that. And this is more from Matt Law as well, by the way. We can also use, guys, by the way, potential to use players in this deal as well. I'm sure we've got players that would appeal to Newcastle in some way, shape, or form. Absolutely. This is Matt Law adding more to it. And do you know what? What's interesting here is, right, it might not be a major difference to proceedings, but it's a subtle difference, which could mean something. I'm not saying it does mean something, but it could mean something. So June 26th was 3 days ago. Chelsea are not in the market to buy Alexander Isak this summer. The money involved would be insane, which makes it a non-starter. More reports on Isak tonight. This is last night, by the way. I'm told the only way the position below changes is if Newcastle's PSR situation means his valuation drops significantly before June 30th, or Newcastle asks Chelsea about players as part of a prospective deal. Now, whilst that's not a major change, that is a subtle change in tone and obviously in reporting as well. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, there's potentially something in this. Maybe not something very big right now, but there's potentially something in there. And with Newcastle genuinely struggling right now, it seems, in terms of raising money for PSR, they're spinning multiple plates trying to get various different deals done. Then why not just test the waters? This is my point here, right? What have Chelsea got to lose by putting an offer on the table for Isak? What have they got to lose? Absolutely nothing, because we know the finances are going to be difficult. But if you put an offer on the table below what Newcastle are asking for, say at maybe 90 or 100 million pounds, right? Put that offer on the table. You can amortize it over 5 years, 20 million pounds a year on the books. And there's an opportunity potentially to do a deal there. At least give Newcastle something to think about. Give them a concrete something to think about. That's the biggest thing for me here. Now, of course, Isak might not be open to the move, might not want to come to Chelsea. I absolutely understand that, and I absolutely get that. But what I must say here is that put an offer on the table, see what happens, guys. Genuinely see what happens. Offer on the table, and then go from there. Put some pressure on Newcastle. Give them something legitimate to think about, because that right now is the most important thing. That is the most important thing right now. Give them something to think about. Because right now we're not giving them anything to think about. We've made a couple of inquiries here and there, but we're not giving them anything to think about. So let's really give these guys food for thought by just putting an offer on the table. What are we waiting for? Why are we waiting to put an offer in? Just chuck some money on the table and see what happens. What else have we got? Again, Gallagher to Newcastle. Newcastle have had interest in Gallagher in the past. Yes, there's no European football at Newcastle next season. So maybe that doesn't appeal. I'm not really 100% sure on this one. But why not, people? Why not? You know, Gallagher could be involved in the deal. Maybe Amanda Broya. We know that Newcastle like Noni Madueke. They've discussed him internally. Guys in the chat, let me know. If Madueke had to be involved as part of the deal to get Alexander Isak over the line, would you guys be happy with Madueke being involved in the deal if it meant we got Alexander Isak? Let me know in the chat, guys. I mean, look, I'd begrudgingly sacrifice Madueke if it meant signing Alexander Isak, because that would definitely help us more next season than having Madueke. Obviously, I'd rather keep the winger, but ultimately for me, if it boiled down to that hypothetical scenario in which Madueke had to go to Newcastle in order for us to get Isak, then I would do it, because our need for a striker right now is massive, and this would be, you know, a real big opportunity. So unfortunately, with a heavy heart, I would accept that. Well, obviously, I'd rather include Gallagher. Of course, I would. But the reality is, Newcastle have interest in Madueke. They've discussed him internally. So my view on this is regressively, I would take it. I would take it. What are you lot saying? Yes, unfortunately. Yes, absolutely. No, a no. Fair. There's a no there. No, I won't be happy. Isak isn't worth money, and Madueke. Let's not be seen. He's not had one great season. He's done really well. He's one of the best strikers in the Premier League. The potential is massive. Think how much better he'd be with better players. Think about the likes of Palmer, Nkunku, etc. You know, linking up with him. No, but we would go and sign someone else on the right wing. That's the point. We would go and bring in another right winger for sure. There's only maybe about 5 players that wouldn't think about selling for the right deal. Fair enough. No, but that's not the question. That wasn't the question I was posing. My question was, if Madueke had to be part of the deal to get Isak, would you accept that? It's not no, because those guys should go first. The question was, would you accept Madueke being part of the deal? Not whether other guys should be leaving the football club before him, but would you accept Madueke as being part of the deal? We really need a great striker, so I think it won't be a bad move at all. Bro, we're not swapping Jackson after one season. Come on now. What's up? Yes, big up, brother. I would sacrifice Madueke, no problem, bro. Isak is a better player for us. Plus, I would prefer to give them Gallagher. I would prefer to give them Gallagher for sure. But yeah, look, by the way, guys, let's be real here. None of this really is going to happen. But I was just raising a hypothetical question at this point. It was a hypothetical question about whether we would take that. I don't think Nkunku's best position is a striker. His best position is a number 10. You know, and people will say, oh, we might have said in an interview that his best position is striker. Chelsea don't see Nkunku as a striker. He is a profile that can play as a 9 in the squad if needed. But, you know, you need Jackson plus one other centre forward, and then Nkunku can be that third option. That's the reality for me. Mate, Chelsea announcement videos I've got decent. 100% would accept. We need this kind of striker. Newcastle fan there. Isak is harder for us to replace than Guimaraes. Yeah, I would agree. Goal scorers replacing a 20 league goals a season striker is a lot harder than replacing a midfield player. As good as Bruno is, Isak, those strikers at the top end of the pitch and get you 20 goals a season, they're like gold dust. So hard to replace. Truth is, even if Newcastle sell Isak for less than 100 million, Chelsea will not pay his wage. No, I believe they would. I believe they would. Chelsea, why are Chelsea inquiring if they would have no intention of potentially paying big wages for Isak? That's my big thing. That would be my big thing on it, guys, for sure. Well, Bruno's £100 million release clause has expired now anyway. So, yeah. No, but very few players are actually worth the transfer fee you pay for them. At the end of the day, guys, is how much can he improve the team? Forget about the transfer fee. Is the guy going to improve the team? If he is going to massively improve the team, which Isak would, then in my opinion, you absolutely go for it. It's a no-brainer in my mind. Of course, you go for it and you try and get a deal done. I actually want Dewsbury-Hall at Chelsea as a genuine threat. A handful would keep Mudryk out. Well, he wouldn't keep Mudryk out because Dewsbury-Hall doesn't play left wing. My question is, if we do sign a striker and we sign KDH, where does Nkunku go? Then Nkunku will either play on the left-hand side or he'll play as a 10, depending on the system that we use. Nkunku probably will be used at times as a 9 next season, but he will not be the first choice striker going into the new season. Absolutely not in my view. But this Isak stuff is interesting. It is. I mean, moving away from that Matt Law, there's obviously reports from local press in the northeast on this also. I don't know where it's gone now. Oh, there it is. Chelsea made a fresh inquiry for Isak just hours after they received the cash boost from Ian Martson's sale. Sources have confirmed. This is in the Chronicle. Let's see what the Chronicle is. Let's see what the Chronicle is saying. Because there's potential. There is some potential here. Look, I want to make it clear, guys, for those that think I'm just like on a mad one. I'm not on a mad one. I'm just purely pointing out that there could be some sort of legs in this. There could be some sort of legs. That's the only point that I'm making here. This could potentially have a little bit of legs in it. Let me just read this Chronicle article. So let's have a quick look. Newcastle had a fresh inquiry from Isak for Alexander Isak from Chelsea. Chronicle Live has learned that the Blues have been in touch with the Magpies and are interested in the Sweden international. Move comes just hours after Chelsea received the cash boost after selling Ian Martson to Aston Villa. At this stage, there is no suggestion that Newcastle would sell Isak, and a second audacious inquiry has been deemed as the Blues testing Newcastle's resolve. Given the upcoming June 30th PSR deadline and suggestions Newcastle have a shortfall to make up in the media, something played down by the Magpies, that is not a big surprise. But the proof will be in the pudding in the weeks and months ahead at St James's Park. Newcastle paid 63 mil for Isak 2 summers ago, but his valuation has soared since then. Newcastle opened Premier League talks over a new contract for the striker, and he has not attempted to leave even after Eddie Howe's team did not qualify for Europe. But reliable sources have now stood up the latest inquiry for Isak from Chelsea following initial interest earlier this week. This is interesting. No, I don't think it will happen. By the way, I absolutely agree. I think it's very unlikely to happen. But the fact that it's not ruled out is definitely a positive in my book. PSR deadline has more drama than normal transfer deadline. Something's wrong here. Well, PSR is not fit for purpose, by the way. It like the fact that you can just trade players between clubs to help you out and comply with the deadline just goes to show what a shambles it is. See, if I feel like Chelsea will try hard to get him, I reckon they might test Newcastle waters. Maybe they go and bid 85 and see what they say. This is what I was saying earlier. I'm not sure if you were here earlier on, but this is what I was saying. Don't go near the £120 million asking price. Put something maybe 85, 90 million pounds on the table. Test their resolve. See how desperate Newcastle really are to raise funds. Either way, with Nkunku playing striker or not, Isak is a damn good signing. Absolutely agree. It's big up, brother. Isak would be a perfect signing. Well, it's not a swap deal because Lewis Hall's already gone to Newcastle. Separate transaction, £28 million loan deal last season. Obligation to buy has now become active. Is Isak the best buy the window? Yeah, it absolutely would be. The fact that Chelsea are still talking to Isak makes me feel something. I don't know if they're talking to Isak specifically, but they've definitely been in conversation with Newcastle. Something could happen. If no chance, we wouldn't still hear about it. Yeah, I agree. There's likely no chance like Vince McMahon, but at the end of the day, guys, the fact that the noise is still here, it fills me with a little bit of hope, I would say. A little bit of hope it fills me with that a deal could potentially happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but a deal potentially could happen. I think it's definitely one to keep half an eye on over. It's one to keep half an eye on over the weekend, for sure. Probably, I would say. Probably. I mean, I don't know for certain. By the way, guys, 180 people in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Keep smashing that like button. We're on a criminal 62 likes. What's going on here, people? We need to do better. Guys, need to up your game. Saturday morning settings. Please smash the like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do. Let's run this up to 100 likes. It really helps me out. Gets more eyes on the channel. And I'd be really appreciate it. And also, people, keep subscribing to the channel as well. It'd be great to get more people as part of the community, guys. So please hit that subscribe button. It's free. It takes seconds to do as well. And it would really help me out. We're 28 subscribers away from 10.3K. 180 in the building. Let's try and get as many of those 28 subscribers chalked off as we possibly can. So please do subscribe if you are new around here. And keep smashing the shit out of that like button. Let's get it done, people. Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you. Bro, I'll try my best. Sometimes I'll lose my head occasionally on things, but I try and be as level-headed as possible and just give my honest opinions on the club. And if I'm critical, it doesn't mean that I don't support the team. By the way, it absolutely doesn't mean that. It just means that you can be a supporter and still criticize. Criticism doesn't make you less of a supporter. It's just being honest and realistic about the current situation. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it could be decent if we somehow, with a slim chance, get Isak. The owners may just save this window and their reputation. Bro, the Isak signing would save the window. I swear, I promise you. The Isak, if we somehow pulled off a move for Isak, sensational. Absolutely sensational settings. I see Guy staying as a third choice striker in the squad. I don't really understand why you do that, though. If you signed Isak, right, Jackson, Isak, why would you not have Nkunku as the third striker profile? I don't think you need 3 centre-forward profiles in the squad. 2 for me, and then 1 person who can play centre-forward. I have a question. As a Newcastle fan, I know we rate him very highly. Where do you think you finish with him with the squad you already have? For me, Isak would guarantee us top 4 finish. Could even maybe push Liverpool for 3rd place, depending on what business they do under slot and how they do. So I would say Isak would give Chelsea a very good chance of finishing 3rd. And in the long run, he's a striker that is capable and has the ability and the talent to win you Premier League titles. I don't know when that would be, but it absolutely does. Bro, I've given a shirt away already. That giveaway's taken place. So we move on to the next one. 193 in the building, guys. We are cooking at the moment. So what do we need to make a top 4 finish? A striker, basically. In my view, we need a striker. But more importantly, what we need to make the top 4 finish, guys, is for the squad to stay fit for the majority of the season. That is what we need for a top 4 finish. Squad to stay fit for the majority of the season. That would be massive for me. That would be absolutely massive. That for me is almost more important than any signing. Yes. Big up, brother. Yeah, guys, keep smashing the like button. We must almost be at 100 likes now. Well, we're on 91, 9 to go. Keep doing your thing, people. The defence is where the big question is at for me. Who would our starting centre-backs be? For me personally, if everyone's fit, I think it's Colwell and Fofana as the first choice centre-backs. That would be my choice. But again, there's obviously scope for conversation to be had. Do you think Chelsea will pull this deal off? In a word, no. But in football, never say never. And with Chelsea on the transfer market, never say never. That's all I'd say on this front. But let's round out the Isak conversation. Let's see what the coming days and the coming hours and days have got in store for us with this potential signing. But, you know, if anything's going to happen, the next 36 hours will be absolutely massive in this. Absolutely massive. The next 48 hours. So let's wait and see. But anyway, let's move away from Alexander Isak, guys. Let's talk about Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, because we've had Fabrizio Romano reporting. Where is it? Let me see if I can. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, fucked it. Bear with me 2 seconds, people. Fabrizio has been reporting that Chelsea and Leicester are set to continue conversations over Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall this weekend. Let me just bring this up on the chat now. Let me just bring this up now. So Fabrizio Romano reporting Chelsea and Leicester City will talk again about Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall today, as in Saturday, as Chelsea insists to include at least one player in separate deal. Chelsea already have green light on personal terms from Dewsbury-Hall if they can agree on a package with Leicester City. So opening offer for Dewsbury-Hall was rejected, fell below Leicester's valuation. Leicester do like Cesare Casadei. There's a chance he would be involved in a separate transaction, although talk of the likes of Amanda Broja or Datro Fofana being involved are potentially not true. So let's wait and see on that front. But interestingly, though, Nizar Kinsella adding that some interesting information here. That where is it? More on Dewsbury-Hall. There's still plenty of doubt in the deal. Chelsea is attractive, but he's never looked to leave Leicester either. The decision was taken at a recruitment level. No demands from Maresca to be reunited with an ex-player, although that dynamic could help secure him. So it's interesting that actually, you know, despite what people have said, and of course, the Maresca links could definitely help seal a move for sure, that this has actually come from a recruitment level and not come from the manager. Now, of course, that could just be what Chelsea are briefing. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what does happen, guys. 5 more likes for the 100 likes, people. This should be a 150 like stream today. Light work. 206 in the building still. Let's keep smashing that like button, guys. Come on, people. Get it up to 100. Light work and keep subscribing. Do you like the idea of signing KDH? Bro, forget. So I think someone said it in the chat the other day. Pep and KDB, move aside. It's all about Maresca KDH now. That's what we're talking about, people. Levels to the game here. Levels to the game. Maresca and KDH. That is what we are talking about, guys. We are going to be cooking, potentially. What I would say is that where a move for Dewsbury-Hall makes sense, okay, 1, he's a left-footed midfielder, which is a profile missing in the squad. 2, he's a goal-scoring threat from midfielder, profile missing in the squad. But the third thing is that if Conor Gallagher leaves, it then does make a bit more sense for sure. It then does make a bit more sense, but we need to be realistic here and admit that they're still going to be stacked for competition in the middle of the park. And what does that mean for the likes of Chukwuemeka? What does that mean for Andre Santos? What does that mean for these other players, guys? That would be my thing. What are you lot saying in the chat, by the way? We could just do 30 million plus Broja and Casadei. With players involved in the deal, it will be like with Aston Villa. The players will be involved in the deal, but it will be separate transactions to help out on a PSR front. If Isak comes, we win the EPL. Let's slow that down slightly. They might give Connor a new contract. Yeah, they might do. With deals we are doing, I believe if we want Isak, we can get him at all costs. Potentially, yes. buy a player and offer one of ours, like Villa deal. I think that's exactly what we're going to do to get Dewsbury-Hall. I think it will most likely end up being Cesare Casadei. That would be my thoughts on it for sure. But let's wait and see. I hope we seal this deal with KDH. Yeah, bro. Look, as much as I don't think it makes an awful lot of sense and it's not a priority, he's a good player. And, you know, I'm not like jumping up and down the air desperate for this deal to be done. But if this deal goes through, then I look forward to seeing what he can do because he's a talented boy, no doubt about it. And it perhaps is a profile of midfield player that we don't have in the squad. Left-footed and a goal-scoring threat from midfield. Because as good as Enzo and Caicedo are, they're not a goal-scoring threat from midfield. Gallagher is the only one who's got any inkling of an eye for goal from midfield. So yeah, let's see what happens with Dewsbury-Hall. But it's interesting that Nizar reporting that it's slightly in doubt potentially that move. But I think we'll get more news on this over the weekend. By the way, guys, there's so much stuff coming in the chat. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, please do use the super chat function. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. If it then done, that does make more sense. I think Gallagher might go to Spain, and let's wait and see. Connor and Trevor definitely getting sold, and Disasi might go next summer. Yeah, maybe. Let's wait and see. He already said no to Brighton. Now, imagine if this still also fails. Well, no, but the thing is, like, it's been reported basically that, you know, he's never pushed to leave Leicester, and it's literally he'll either stay at Leicester or he will come to Chelsea. Those are the two options right now. Carney, Ugochukwu, Gallagher, Casadei, sell them all and bring in KDH. I'm a big fan of Carney. I think Carney's got immense potential. I wouldn't be happy to see him go as a result of this. I really wouldn't. The return of Fofana excites me, and Lavia. Just hope they stay fit. Absolutely. KDH, Enzo, Caicedo is actually very good, and Caicedo is very good attacking, very creative. Maybe needs better ball striking, but is a wonderful attacking. Yeah, no, I hear it, but I think on Dewsbury-Hall, by the way. So that was the latest from Nizar Kinsella. There's plenty of doubt in the deal still. Conversations are going to continue over a move this weekend. You know, ideally a deal needs to be done before Sunday, or certainly agreed anyway. Yeah, bro, the PSR is real, mate. It's coming. There's genuine fear amongst teams. I can sense. There's genuine fear amongst teams about this PSR deadline. You know, genuine fear. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's injury prone yet. Look, of course, you know, he's had massive injury problems. But like, if you look at his time at Villa, there weren't really any injuries there. Chelsea, there's no getting away from the facts that he's made 27 appearances over 2 seasons, only 12 appearances last year. And I would, for me personally, I would reserve judgment on calling someone injury prone based off just 1 season. The first season, he wasn't really brought in to play that much. So for me personally, I would reserve judgment over labeling him as injury prone based on 1 season. But I fully understand the point that, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are, you need to prove that you can be available. And he's yet to show that. That's the reality. But a bit more on Dewsbury-Hall, guys. Where is it now? Is that there? Yeah. The Athletic reporting that Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall's potential arrival has led to more speculation that a final decision on Conor Gallagher's future has been made and he will definitely be sold. That is not the case, and Chelsea have not ruled out offering an extension to Conor. Well, this is where I do get a little bit confused on the Dewsbury-Hall stuff, right? Because if, again, this is a big if, right? But if Chelsea offer Gallagher an extension, right, there and they sign Dewsbury-Hall, you've got Dewsbury-Hall, Gallagher, Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia. That'd be 5 central midfield players, right? Plus you've got Santos, Ugochukwu, Cassidy, you've got 8 or 9 midfield players on the books. So, and then obviously Omari Kellyman, who himself has described himself as an attacking midfield player. So that would be that would be my confusion there. But I suppose, look, reports are saying that they're preparing a squad for a 60, 70, 80 game season, even with obviously with the Conference League, the domestic cups, and then the newly formatted Club World Cup, which comes around next summer. So yeah, maybe that's what Chelsea are looking to do. That maybe they want all these options. Maybe with the Conference League and stuff, there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity. So we will wait and see on that front. We will wait and see on that front, but I just don't know what we're going to do personally, because generally speaking, from week to week in the league, I would say that on a technical level, Dewsbury-Hall is better than Gallagher, and from an output level in terms of attacking threat, I would say he's better than Gallagher. But in terms of like Dewsbury-Hall has got things that Gallagher doesn't have, but then Gallagher's got attributes that Dewsbury-Hall doesn't have either. So there are there's multiple ways of looking at this. Overall, I don't think there's much between it, but I think maybe Dewsbury-Hall's characteristics might suit Maresca's style of play better than Gallagher does. But then we say this, for whatever people think of Conor Gallagher, by the way, every manager that Gallagher's played for, he's been picked. So, like, people can say what they want, but I'm pretty sure that the likes of Tuchel, Lampard, Potter, Pochettino and whatnot, these guys aren't all idiots. There's a reason why Gallagher keeps getting picked by every manager. And there's no reason why, maybe he wouldn't be a regular under Maresca, but there's no reason why Maresca wouldn't pick him. What reasons are there? Look, you could say what reasons there might be, but ultimately for me, I look at it and I think, well, every manager he's played for has picked him. So that must hold some sort of weight. No, we don't need Dewsbury-Hall. I've made that much absolutely clear. We don't need Dewsbury-Hall, guys. For sure we don't. So, we don't need him. Guys, 225 in the building. Only 110 likes. Get this up to 150 likes, guys. Keep smashing that like button. People, we need to get some more subscribers on the board. 220 in the building. There's definitely people who aren't subscribed, guys. So make sure you are subscribing to the channel. We are 20 subscribers away now from 10.3K. 222 in the building. Please, let's see if we can get these 20 subscribers knocked off. 10.3K pending, guys. 221 in the building. Please continue to knock these subscribers off. And please keep smashing that like button, guys. 150 likes minimum. Absolute minimum, guys. Good afternoon, brother. According to Fabrizio Carney, is very much part of the team for the future. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What we need is an elite striker. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone knows that. No, I'm not attached. I'm not attached to players, by the way. And look, ultimately, I would like to keep Conor Gallagher. And I think Chukwuemeka is a top talent who we should invest more time in. Otherwise, it's completely pointless to sign him. My big issue is that why did Chelsea always think that the answer is to get someone else? Why did they never look within and try and improve what they've already got? That's my only issue with it. Look, am I going to cry if Chukwuemeka were to leave? No, but I for me personally, if you're gonna back your talk, if you're gonna sign the football, if as a club you've gone down this road, right, back what you're doing, back the signings that you've made. Why does it seemingly look like that Chelsea are constantly looking elsewhere rather than looking to improve what they've already got? I would look at this and I would say, okay, we've committed to spending more than £300 million on midfield players in the last 2 years, all different profiles. Yet, how do we get to this summer and decide that what we need is yet another midfield player? And I think that is a perfectly valid question in my mind. If people disagree and don't think it's a valid question, fair enough. No problem. I'm not against signing Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. I like him. I think he's a good player. He was exceptional when Leicester played us at Stamford Bridge. He was the best player on the pitch by a mile. My point is, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's all, and it's not a priority. That's my only issue. I've got no issues with the player, by the way. It's just the fact that it doesn't necessarily make an awful lot of sense. That's my only thoughts on it. I like him. I like him. I love the fact that our directors and scouts are not emotionally attached to players and they are ruthless. A very good sign for success long term. Let's wait and see. Did KDH do well in the Premier League? No, he didn't do particularly well in the Premier League with Leicester. But I don't know how many appearances he made or whatever. But yeah, I'm not sure how well he did do. I'll be honest there. But yeah, that's the latest on Dewsbury-Hall, guys. Chelsea will be in further conversations with Dewsbury-Hall, with Leicester, over the weekend to try and get a deal done. That is what we're looking at. So, yeah. But what I would say, guys, is that moving away from Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall and moving on to another midfielder, Leeds United talent Archie Gray. There is a report in the Daily Mail. Obviously, Matt Law reported the other day that Chelsea had been scouting Archie Gray, the Leeds midfielder. And now there's a report in the Daily Mail stating that Chelsea do have interest, as we know. And Leeds have set an asking price of £30 million, which for the 18-year-old, this guy, by the way, he's a joke. He is a different level, by the way. This kid is destined for the top. 18 years old. I don't know if any of you guys were at the game. Chelsea Leeds in the FA Cup. 18 years of age. This kid was dominating. He was man of the match in that game. The guy's a joke, by the way. He really is. Problem is, we don't need another midfield player. That's just the reality. We don't need to be signing Dewsbury-Hall and Archie Gray. So, as much as the interest is there, if I was Gray and I had those three choices, by the way, I'd be going to Tottenham. That's the reality for me personally. If it was down to me, I would be signing. I'd be signing Archie. I'd be going to Tottenham if I was Archie Gray. If I was advising him, I'd tell him to go to Spurs. But yeah, this is a potential interest here in Archie Gray. This guy's a massive talent. I'd probably say Leeds' best player. I know people talk about Somerville and whatnot because he obviously scores the goals and that. This kid's special. He really is. London rivals Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham will battle it out in the race to sign Leeds youngster Archie Gray. Gray has caught the attention of top-flight sides after his stellar performances in the Championship for Leeds, who fell just short of promotion. The 18-year-old made 52 appearances last season and scored 1 goal and provided 2 assists. Now, 3 of the Premier League's biggest clubs are eyeing up a move for the midfielder, but will have to meet Leeds' £30 million asking price. Tottenham's interest in Gray is understandable given the expected departure of Højbjerg. Yep. Meanwhile, Chelsea have already begun their summer transfer business after completing the signings of Amari Kellyman and Esteban Willian. The Blues are also interested in signing Leicester's Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. We know that. Gray earlier in the season sat down for an exclusive interview with Mail Sport. Yep. Okay, anything else? Oh, is this Andy Gray's son? Surely not, by the way. Andy Gray's son. Fair enough. Anyway, Chelsea are in the battle, reportedly, for Leeds' 18-year-old midfielder, Archie Gray. If I've got to be honest, I would rather sign Gray than Dewsbury-Hall. Gray is a much bigger talent than Dewsbury-Hall. Yes, obviously Dewsbury-Hall's more polished right now, but I don't think people realise how good Archie Gray is. I don't think people realise he's a very good player. Can I see Chelsea going in for Archie Gray? Not this window. I'll be real. Not this window. Who's called him Iniesta? I certainly haven't said that. Has someone compared him to Iniesta? Am I losing the plot here? I don't really know what's going on there. We didn't cry the entirety of last season about injuries just for us to complain about squad depth. No, I'm not complaining about squad depth, but when there's already multiple midfield options there, then it doesn't make the most sense in my view. What if Enzo stinks another season? We might move away from him. We're not going to move away from Enzo Fernandez. That's my opinion. They've committed too much money to him. So yeah, we will see on that front. Guys, 20 likes away from 150. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do. So please do that. It would be really appreciated, guys. Keep smashing the like button. Keep subscribing to the channel as well. I wonder if we can reach 10.3k today. That would be a big step in the right direction. We are still 20 subscribers away, 209 in the building. Keep smashing the subscribe button, guys. It would really help me out. So please do that. What else have we got? Iniesta? Oh, yeah. We need first team quality, but Chelsea only buying potential. Right-footed Cole Palmer. He's not a right-footed Cole Palmer because he plays central midfield. He's not anything like a right-footed Cole Palmer. But yeah, interest in Archie Gray is absolutely there, people. Interest in Archie Gray is there on a Chelsea perspective. There is absolute interest in Archie Gray, which in itself is an interesting proposition. There's no, I mean, look, I say there's no way. I would expect there's no way. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that front. I would be surprised if that did happen. I can't see it. No, he's not ruled it out. It just said unlikely this window. So let's wait and see. It's a different profile of player. I don't think you're getting that left-footed midfielder that can play from the left. If Chelsea could still finish 6th above United, Newcastle using potentials, and that's a very good sign we're in the right direction. Now, I think the club are heading in the right direction. I do believe we are heading in the right direction, but yeah, we need to make the right signings. That's absolutely clear. We do need to make the right signings. There's no denying that. But there's certainly some interesting links going around at the moment. Absolutely, there are some interesting links. So some potentially exciting links as well, by the way. So let's see what happens. But I think right now the main priority is obviously securing a deal for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. That would be the one that's, I think, closest to what's going on right now, and then we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, Isak one to keep half an eye on, I'd say. But yeah, look, Archie Gray is a brilliant player, by the way. He really is. I'm not just saying that, lightly. He really is a top player. Really, really special player. And someone that is going right to the top. So yeah, I don't know where he's going to end up, but he is absolutely a good player. No doubt about it in my mind at all. Absolutely no doubt about it. Really, really, really like him. But at £30 million, by the way, is an absolute steal. But I certainly don't see that happening. I certainly don't see it happening. I feel we can compete for the title with all our injured players coming back. Not next season, bro. Not next season. I think in the next couple of seasons, we could maybe get close if everyone stays fit. I absolutely agree on that front. But yeah, I've got to be real. I don't see it happening next season. I'd love to be wrong, but it would be some turn up for the books if that did happen. It really would be some turn up for the books. So yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure on that one. I'll be perfectly honest. So yeah, we're gonna wait and see, guys. We are gonna wait and see. What other news have we got to go through? So that's obviously the Archie Gray stuff. I don't think anything's going to happen with Chelsea on that front, but it could be another one to keep half an eye on for sure. I just wanted to go over this Chukwuemeka news again. There's a bit more to it from yesterday's show. Fabrizio Romano reporting that Chelsea current position on Kiernan Chukwuemeka, no intention to let him leave on loan. Chelsea remain very happy with Kiernan, and the only way for potential exit is on a permanent transfer in case of a good proposal. So yeah, look, Chelsea haven't. I think that's the case of anyone really. Is that if a good proposal comes in, then it would absolutely be spoken about. I think that's what we're getting at here. If a good proposal comes in, it will be considered, and I think that's the case for a number of players right now. I believe that to be the case for a number of players. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that front, guys. Let's wait and see on that front. But that was obviously Fabrizio's news on Chukwuemeka. But then Damasio, a fresh report still going on about AC Milan pushing for Kiernan Chukwuemeka. So it is strange. Chelsea do not want to give Kiernan Chukwuemeka on loan with the option to buy. Now Milan is trying to add an obligation linked to appearances. Damasio seems to be the only outlet that is reporting this news. Look, for Italian news, they are pretty good. But yeah, I'm just a little bit confused about what's going on at this point in time, because they are the only outlet that are reporting this. So maybe something's gonna miss potentially. I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, I think Chukwuemeka should absolutely be in the mix. Absolutely should be in the mix in the squad next season. But, as has been mentioned in the chat, he's got to keep himself fit. But the fact that these AC Milan links from Damasio are still here and not going away, what information are they getting that this is still potentially on? That is what I'm wondering, right? What information are Damasio getting on this? So maybe that's one to watch. But I'll be one thing's for certain: AC Milan are not going to arrive with a decent offer for Chukwuemeka. It will be a loan with some, undervalue obligation to buy based on a number of appearances. That is the sort of thing that we are that we are talking about here, guys. That is exactly the sort of thing that we are talking about. No doubt about it. That's the level we're talking about. But yeah, let's see, guys. Let's see what if that gets any legs or not. Look, I certainly wouldn't. You certainly can't rule out a Chukwuemeka departure. But a loan deal, from what's being reported, is seemingly looking very, very unlikely. There is another Fabrizio tweet. What's going on here? Yeah, Chelsea are closing in on Aaron Anselmino deal. Sort of knew that anyway, but yeah, we are closing in on the Anselmino deal. City and Arsenal already have their foundation and their system is established and they have the right profiles. We're still in the unknown. Yeah, no, we are still in the unknown. But yeah, let's see on this Chukwuemeka deal. Let's see what the plan is, guys. Let's see what the plan is with this one and whether anything materializes. I'm not sure if I'm expecting any. I'm not sure I'm expecting much movement on that anytime soon. That would be my thought on on proceedings, by the way, people. But there's still plenty to think about. Still plenty to think about. Obviously, Amari Hutchinson's gone now as well, going to Ipswich. But actually, Chelsea have done, I think this is reasonably good business from us in regards to Hutchinson. Obviously, £22.5 million all in, with add-ons included. It's believed to be around £20 million with £2.5 million in add-ons. Arsenal are due a small part of the fee, not much. Chelsea have included sell-on clause around 25% for Amari Hutchinson and deal with Ipswich. Matching rights also guaranteed in case of future sale, but decision will be up to player. Arsenal to receive around 15 to 20% of it. So Arsenal are literally going to get about between £1 and £2 million. So I think, to be honest, 17, 18 million quid pure profit on someone who made one substitute appearance for us in the Premier League. He's a talented lad. I would like to have seen him given an opportunity, but not everyone's going to get an opportunity, and that is the model. So, yeah, that's the model, and you can't really turn your nose down at that. You can't. So, as much as it's as much as it's maybe a slight shame, you know, it's a good piece of business, and it exactly shows you what let's see. You know, let's see. But it makes sense. You know, I think it's a good deal in general. 25% sell-on clause in the future should land us a decent chunk of cash sometime down the line. And we've got matching rights as well on a future sale if we decide that we wanted to bring him back at any point. So, yeah, I think it's all in all, I don't think it's a bad move. This is exactly what Chelsea are doing right now, buying players like Amari, selling them. We didn't even buy him; he was a free. That's pretty obviously ruining Chelsea out of the title race. Chelsea team is good. It's just a matter of, bro, it's not mediocrity to rule us out of the title race. Does anyone actually think Chelsea are in a title race next season? Come on, guys. Let's actually engage our brains here. Some of these opinions are painful. Like, how are people saying we're in a title race next season? Is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Hall, Martz and Amari, 90 million. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm... No, Hall move is not in doubt. that is an obligation to buy in the loan, and that's active. That's active. So yeah, there's nothing moving, nothing changed in that regard. What else have we got going on? Who are we thinking left back if one comes in? Absolutely no idea. There's been very, very few links to any left backs. I mean, look, if people think they're in a title race, I respectfully think those people are absolutely deluded. But if I end up being wrong, I'm more than happy to hold my hands up and apologise. I think we can get top 4. Yeah, I think we can get top 4. Whether we do or not is another conversation. But I think we can get top 4. But for me personally, I honestly believe that anyone that thinks we're in a title race is off their rocker. I really do. I don't understand what anyone's basing that on. We are miles behind Man City and Arsenal right now. Bro, of course you can. Of course you can. You're not in a title race. Of course we're not in a title race. You know, if the season happens to change and we end up doing it, but there is no logical basis whatsoever that no evidence that anyone can put together to suggest that Chelsea are going to be in a title race next season. There's too many unproven variables. It's not like, oh, the squad's complete and we're just missing an Isak, for example, and then Isak makes us win the title. It's just nonsense. We are miles behind City and Arsenal still. Let's just be realistic. It's not negative. It's called realism. Sure, Reece James comes back. Okay. Who Nkunku comes back. That's 2. Okay, maybe if Fofana comes back, makes a bit of a difference or whatever. Look, I'd love to be wrong. I'm just not on board with that whatsoever. But that's just my opinion. So let's wait. Let's wait and see what happens. But for me personally, as things stand, for me there is virtually zero chance we're in a title race next season. But I could be wrong, and if you guys think otherwise, that's absolutely not a problem. But I just think it's a mad opinion. I'll be real. I think it's a crazy opinion. So yeah, let's wait and see. Yes, guys. Make sure you run it up. How many likes are we on now? 150 likes. Let's push this towards 200 likes, guys. Would be greatly appreciated. So please, let's try and push this towards 200 likes and keep pushing. Keep subscribing to the channel as well. That would be greatly appreciated. It really would be. So please do that, guys. Please do that. Yeah, I've seen it about Anselmino. Who do you rate more, KDH or Gallagher? They're different, I think overall maybe Gallagher might be a little bit better. He's more established, I'd say, perhaps more proven. But Dewsbury-Hall is definitely technically better. Definitely offers more of a goal threat, a left-footed midfielder that we don't have. So yeah, let's wait and see. Yes. Bro, you're talking about 3 matches there out of a 38-game season. So you're suggesting evidence on 3 performances means they're in a title race. Come on. Let's not do this. Let's not do that. No one was questioning our performances against the bigger sides because generally we've done all right against them. It was the smaller teams that we couldn't compete against. That was the big problem, guys. We could not compete against the smaller teams. That was our issue. So, look, I'm not going to argue about. Yeah, I've seen it about Anselmino, guys. That deal's coming close. We know about that. So let's wait and see. let's wait and see on it. We will wait and see on that front, but yeah, let's have a think about it, people. Let's have a think about it. But yeah, the Hutchinson deal, I think, all things considered, that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal at all. No one expect. Look, it's not negative. It's just realistic. It's delusional to head into the season thinking we can win the league. Like we are not going to win the league next season unless some sort of a miracle occurs. Chelsea are not winning the league next season. That's not negative. That's just realistic. Is what I would say. That's just realistic. So yeah, there we go. There we go. It's just realistic at the end of the day. We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see what happens on that front. But yeah, I personally don't see it happening at all. But yeah, anyway, what other news is there, people, coming in? We've got rid of that. Oh, let's just quickly clear up this Mark Guihu stuff. We'll clear up the Mark Guihu stuff, and then we'll look to round this one out shortly. Bro, your evidence was 3 matches last season. My evidence is that we finished 6th last season in the league. All right. However many, 30, 40 points? How many points did we finish off the top of the league last season? Let's have a look. So last season, we were 73, 83, 93. We finished 28 points off the top of the league, right? We finished 28 points off the top of the league. Do you think we're going to be 28 points better last season, whilst Man City and Arsenal are going to be over 20 points worse? That is my point here. Do you think they're going to be 28 points better off, right? Which is what? 9 over. We're going to be over 9 wins better off than last season, whilst City and Arsenal are going to lose 9 more matches next season. Come on. That just isn't true. Yeah, no one's saying we don't want to win the league. Of course we want to win the league. But why are we going in like setting title challenges when we just need to focus on getting back into the top 4 first? That is the first thing we need to do. Any talk of the title is ridiculous right now. Absolutely ridiculous. Any talk of the title. So yeah, I'm not getting it, people. I'll be honest. I'm not understanding it. But yeah, maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys know better, and we're going to go on a mad one and win the title next year. In which case, I will fully apologise. But for me, there is no evidence to suggest that is a remote possibility of happening. And that's not negative. That's just realistic. And if proven wrong, then absolutely. And absolutely, then I'll be more than happy to apologise. More than happy. Oh yeah, we're going to do the Guihu stuff quickly. That was what we were going to do. Chelsea and Sevilla are currently not discussing any loan move for Mark Guihu, despite reports. Chelsea didn't plan for Guihu loan so far. Club want him to do pre-season under Maresca. So whatever happens, Gihu is going to be part of Chelsea's pre-season, and then a decision will be taken after pre-season to decide what the best outcome for him is. So we will wait and see on that front what the best outcome is on the preseason. So any suggestions that Chelsea were in discussions, I think a few reports in Spain were suggesting that Chelsea were in discussions for with Sevilla over a Gihu loan. That's believed to be not true, guys. That is believed to be not true. Chelsea not in discussions for Mark Gihu over a loan deal to Sevilla. That is not happening. Let's see how the kid does in pre-season. Maybe he'll surprise us and he'll get an opportunity in the first team squad next season. Guys, 159 likes. Keep pushing this towards the 200 likes mark. That would be greatly appreciated. And keep subscribing to the channel if you are new around here. Heading towards 10.3k. 19 subscribers to go on that one. Let's keep pushing, guys. Would be really appreciative if we could somehow get there. It would be wonderful. We're 19 subscribers away. So please keep hitting that subscribe button and keep smashing the like button as well. But yeah, guys, that is potentially, but again, that is a move that I cannot see happening. But that's the latest on Mark Gihu, guys, on that front. So yeah, let's see what else there is to go through, guys. Any further news that any further questions that anyone has about anything? Yeah, let's see if Maresca does prove the Chelsea fans. Oh, no, Chelsea fans. I don't think anyone's writing him off at all. So yeah, let's see. Let's see on that front. We will wait and see, guys. Any questions in the chat about anything, people? Please do let me know. Yeah, it's not negative. It's realistic. You know, I'm not saying we're not going to win anything next season, but you know, I think it's pretty obvious that we're not going to win the Premier League. That's the reality, bro. Poch done exactly the same as what everyone else that wins at PSG. Won the league and the cups. Yeah, okay. The football wasn't particularly great. He did what everyone else does at PSG. Wins the league. So I don't think we can call him a flop at PSG. Would you consider selling Madrid? No, I wouldn't, because we've made a big investment in him, and you know I think under Maresca he could really thrive. So no, I wouldn't consider selling Mikhailo Madrid. No, but yeah, I think guys we're going to round this one out here. No, Gihu to Strasbourg loan. I don't think so. No. Guys, going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in this morning / this afternoon. Thoughts on the left back position? I don't think we're going to sell anyone. So yeah, bro, the evidence is last season. You know, yeah, okay, we might have added a few. We might have added a few players, but I don't need to see us play next season to know that we're not going to be in a title race. You know, I already know that. If I'm wrong, fine. But it's very much the minority that think Chelsea will be in a title race next season. But look, you know, it's not about who's right or wrong. You know, I'd love for that to be the case. But I'm just being realistic. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Big love for the support over this morning, this afternoon. Smash the like button on the way out, guys. Get this up to close to 200 likes. Keep smashing the subscribe button on your way out as well. It's greatly appreciated. And yeah, if there's any major developments later on today, I'll be back later on. If not, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably a similar sort of time, to be fair. So please make sure you tune in then. Enjoy the Euros, guys. Enjoy the F1 if you're watching it. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy whatever you're doing today. And I'll catch you lot later today with any major news, if there is any. If not, catch you lot tomorrow. Up the Chelsea and peace out.